Feedback Learnex. English forever.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Feedback Learnex. Here you can find us, remember, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and remember that in order to participate in the conversation, remember the hashtag Feedback Learnex, hashtag I am Learnex, hashtag we are Learnex. Welcome this week. This week we have a very important, a very spooky, a very scary subject, and for that we came to this wonderful cinema where we're sitting with one of our juniors, Mr. Daniel Gonzalez from Reforma, and he has a very interesting fact about the role that we're sitting on.
Yeah, thank you first of all for inviting me. It was a very nice surprise, and yeah, actually this month is very very interesting. It has a lot of spooky and crazy, scary things that we can take a lot of advantage and a lot of knowledge from.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the things that we will learn in this bimester, in this Learnex bimester, is the horrible things like they happen in real life that inspired the most horrifying movies in the history of cinema.
True. Like right now, for example, a trending topic is the movie It.
Yeah, well, that's like one of the best things to practice with this thing. A lot of people is afraid of clowns, and they use that image to make it scary and appealing to the public. But something that most people don't know, and most people do, is that the clown It, Pennywise, the dancing clown, is actually based on a real life character. It was a real person. Was based on the North American serial killer John Wayne Gacy, who was he had a killing spree, dressed as a clown, and
Children, right?
Yeah, and young kids and young boys. He lured them to his house and killed them. His body count was 33 people.
Wow, 33 kids.
33 kids.
Wow.
Yes.
And and that's just one. Like there's a lot of movies that we have watched, and we love some of the greatest horror films of all time, like The Exorcist is one of them, or the Amityville Horror. Like they're all based on real life stories, or true editions of real facts.
Exactly. One of the most interesting things about horror cinema is that it appeals to our real fears. It's not the same to put a monster that is not scary. The werewolf, the vampire are not like scary. Right now they're like more like action figures.
Right.
Yeah. And so what they do is that they appeal to real fear of real life situations. And one of them is like we are very afraid of what we don't know, the mind of people who can be considered dangerous. That's why the most interesting horror films are based on real life events. And when the main antagonist of the story was a person like you and me.
Right. I remember when the Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out, the movie.
Yes.
It just so happened that it came out on Halloween night, like 6-7 years ago, and I went to the movies. I went to go watch it. At that time, I lived in like a rural area, so on the way home, I was riding with a friend in his car, and we were going through the highway, and there were no lights, and it was dark, and it reminded me of the movie. I was like, oh, at any moment, this guy's gonna come out with his chainsaw in the middle of the highway, and that's it. But what you say is very true. It appeals to your personal fears, like to your doubts. Like everybody's scared of the dark.
Yeah.
But what they say is you're not actually scared of the dark. You're scared of what's inside the darkness.
Yes. Exactly.
What may come out. So when the movie ends and says, oh, and this mystery was never solved, or the killer was never caught, even if it was 50 years ago, you still you still think, oh, what if I'm walking down the alleyway in Mexico City, even though the killer was in the U.S.
Yes, totally.
Fun fact is that we're sitting on row G, right?
Yeah.
For the movie theater, and tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, don't make me start. The row G on the cinema, the seventh row, is very important for the history of cinema. There was this painter. This is post-Renaissance.
Okay.
This painter's name was Caravaggio. You know about him?
Yes.
He was one of the first tenebrists of art history, and once he was recommended to paint a very big mural for a local church in Italy, and he made this painting, which is the death of St. John's. Yes, and he made it like amazingly big. And then he said to the priest and like the people who were interested in the painting that for really appreciating the quality and the beauty of that painting was to sit in the 7 row of pews in a church.
But anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with a lot more information, a lot more practice, and of course more vocabulary for you. I'll see you back in a second. Remember, we're here in Feedback Learnex. We're with Mr. Daniel Gonzalez, and we'll be back in just a second.
My name is Will Graham.
He catches insane men because he can think like them.
This is my design.
Special Agent Jack Crawford, I head the Behavioral Science Unit.
Can I borrow your imagination?
5001-9642 Feedback Learnex.
Nunca fue tan divertido aprender inglés. En la comunidad Learnex te hacemos un traje a tu medida. Horarios flexibles, 7 filiales, actividades especiales y más. ¿Qué esperas? Llámanos 5001-9642. 5001-9642.
Learnex English Forever.
Interbranches Activity, November 25th.
Thriller Dealer.
Pay to thrill. Cliffhangers. Spooky houses. Shivering songs. Are you afraid of spine chillers? Interbranches Activity, November 25th. Are you ready to show how much you have learned? Show us everything you have learned.
Thriller Dealer.
Learnex English Forever.
5001-9642 Feedback Learnex.
Welcome back to Feedback Learnex. We're here with Mr. Daniel Gonzalez, one of our juniors from Reforma. My name is Juan Carlos Lazo, and today we're talking about horror film and a little bit of fun facts about the movie industry and the movies in general. So we just talked about, Mr. Daniel just gave me some new information that I didn't know before, was that 1 in every 100 people here in Mexico City is or statistically speaking, a psychopath. And that's crazy, because we have a lot of people here. Just imagine, out of 100, how many people fit in one subway car? One of them is a psychopath.
In an interbranch.
In an interbranch. We have at least like 3 psychopaths.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, so what got you interested in like horror or like horror films? Tell us a little bit.
Wow. What got me very interested in horror was how, for everyone, it's a different formula. You cannot make only one film and expect to be horrifying for everyone, because everyone's mind is a whole new world. Even if that sounds as a Disney song. Because what is scary for me might not be scary for you. So, what is amazing on the creation and production of a horror movie is when they plan what is going to be scary or what is not going to be scary. A very big part of the planning is to work with something that is called an imaginarium. When you are living, you go creating your own catalog of emotions.
Correct.
Yeah, like you have fear of the dark, of clowns, or whatever thing you can be afraid of. You evolve it. Yeah, it's like a development with you as a person. And what they do is that they try to make a range, like a rate. They try to expand the rate of the things that might be scary for everyone. So a lot of people can relate, because maybe I'm very weird and I am very afraid of cats.
Okay.
So maybe the movie It won't be like very appealing.
Super scary.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but stories like The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe can make me lose.
I think like everything that's written by Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah.
can hit like a nerve, like a hit like a scary part.
Exactly. That's actually one of the most, I think, beautiful things about the creation of horror cinema. That for everyone is different, and to try to find the perfect balance for all the people is
Challenging.
It's challenging.
It's challenging.
Great
I
job.
bet. To you, what is or in your experience, what has been the scariest film you've watched?
Scariest? Oh my god. I really liked a movie which is called The Awakening.
Okay.
It's about this girl who, like Scooby-Doo, tries to unmask fake ghosts
Okay.
until she goes to school where she faces finally a real one. But it has a beautiful cinematography and really gets you into the story. It's not a screamer horror. It's not about the ghost appearing in the middle of the screen, like
Right.
trying to make you jump. It's more like it builds it, scene by scene. It builds it. Another film that I think is amazing is The Silence of the Lambs.
That's a really good.
That's another film where talking about in the sections, in the activities.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It confronts you, with things that you don't really consider a person to do, like a human would do. Like you watch, I don't know, maybe you imagine or you watch in the news, like oh, so and so killed 50 people. Like just now in the U.S. in Las Vegas at a music festival, someone from one of the hotels from the window just shot down 50 plus people. Well, killed 50 people. I think injured around 300. It's something you watch in the news, but you never see it like personal, or you never understand it from the other point of view, from the killer or the psychopath, the sociopath point of view. And that movie puts you there. It makes you see the whole process. What do you think about that?
Makes you face what a person can achieve.
Exactly.
Yeah. You are surrounded by people. So that makes you like feel vulnerable in many aspects. It's crazy to think that there's people like that outside, and makes you actually wonder what can happen in the minds of these people.
Correct.
That's one of the beauties of The Silence of the Lambs. Actually, the psychopath, the celebrity psychopath Hannibal Lecter, is based on many different real-life things, not only one. And also, Buffalo Bill, the villain of The Silence of the Lambs, is also based in other
In different
killers.
like,
Exactly, yes.
yeah, because every complete personal one. When I watched that movie and I watched Hannibal, I tried to look up or tried to see which killer they actually based Hannibal Lecter on, and I couldn't find like one.
Yeah.
So now this makes a lot of sense. Mystery solved for me.
Yeah, Mr. Thomas Harris, the author of the books of The Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal, he took what he found most appealing of many different killers. He visited like jails and prisons and asylums and everything just to find the perfect spot where Hannibal Lecter was.
Wow. Anyway, well, we have tons and tons more that we could discuss. It's such a huge topic, and alone in our activities is going to take us 2 months, and we're not even going to cover everything, So, but we're done for today. It was very interesting. I definitely learned a lot. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating, Mr. Daniel. We're going to see you guys next week. We're going to continue the discussion. maybe the topic for this bimester is thriller dealer. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things that are going to cause us emotion, that are going to cause us excitement, that are going to cause us fear. But we're going to learn them throughout the different sections of activities that we have. Don't forget to participate. Don't forget to come. It's going to be a fun and interesting, definitely very interesting couple of months. We're here saying goodbye at Feedback Learnex, and I'll see you guys next week. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the hashtag Feedback Learnex. See you guys next week. Mr. Daniel Gonzalez. My name is Juan Carlos Lazo, and stay tuned. See you guys.
Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Estamos en sintonía. Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Feedback Learnex.